I've been a fan of Halo for a very long time. From the moment the series debuted on the original Xbox, all the way up until the latest release, I've played them all. It's one of my favorite sci-fi fantasy IPs. I've dealt with the Alien Covenant, torn Prometheans to shreds, fought alongside Spartans, and activated a ring or two. So, naturally, people ask me what my favorite Halo title is, and to be honest, it may just surprise you what it isn't. If you were to go onto the Halo Waypoint forums right now and ask members what their favorite Halo game was, you'd probably get one consistent answer: Halo 3. Halo 3 is legendary amongst the community for a number of reasons. Its campaign was engaging and satisfying. 4-player cooperative was added, a first for the franchise, and it concluded the epic story of the first trilogy. But of course, where Halo 3 truly shined was in its multiplayer. It introduced Forge, a map building and customization tool, a feature that every subsequent Halo would include. It incentivized strong online community engagement and enticed players long after release with its competitive skill-based gameplay. It dominated Xbox Live during its run and was a true champion in the console FPS market, even standing toe-to-toe with Call of Duty during its monumental emergence. With that being said, it would be easy to assume Halo 3 is my favorite, but the truth is, it's not. Halo 3 isn't my favorite Halo game. It's not even my second or third. Halo 3 is actually my least favorite Halo. I definitely go against popular opinion here, but I can explain why I feel this way. Here's my list of reasons why Halo 3 is my least favorite game in the series. Hitscan versus Projectile. Halo's gameplay has always been solid, but there was something distinctly off about Halo 3's the first time I played it. I never truly knew how to explain it until I got a bit older and wised up to the systems that were running underneath. See, Halo 1 and 2 used a targeting system called Hitscan. Essentially, when aiming your gun, as long as your reticule was over your target when you pull the trigger, your trigger pull would register as damage. You weren't actually firing projectiles out of your rifle. Damage was simply calculated as player A has the reticule over player B and is fired. Player B takes damage. Halo 3 used a different system known as Projectile, and it's pretty much just as it sounds. Guns now actually fired projectiles, and to do damage, they had to hit their targets. Depending on distance, shots would have to be led by a few millimeters in order to make contact. This change was, to the best of my knowledge, never explained, and as a naive little kid, I couldn't make any sense of it. I could never accurately hit my target. I was fairly competent in Halo 1 and 2, but I couldn't do anything in Halo 3's multiplayer. In fact, to this very day, I still routinely struggle to hit targets. Sure, Hitscan may have been easier and didn't require as much skill as Projectile did, but it was what I was used to. The limp gun sounds. Halo 3's sound design was a mixed bag for me. There's no arguing the pure brilliance of Marty O'Donnell's epic score, but in other areas, Halo 3's sound design was lacking. I'm talking specifically about weapon sounds. Weapons in Halo 3 had very little oomph to them. Most sounded like electric BB guns, the assault rifle and battle rifle especially. Many might disregard such a criticism as frivolous, but in a sci-fi FPS where all you do is fire powerful looking weapons, you'd expect more. Halo 2 suffered from a similar issue, but it was isolated to a few guns, and it was a generation behind Halo 3, so it was a bit more understandable. Swapped buttons. Halo 1 and 2 established a button layout that pretty much became the industry standard among FPSs. Chief among these was tapping X to reload. Halo 3, for some bizarre reason, decided to swap the reload and utility button on the default control setting. Instead of reloading with X like we've been doing for the past 7 years, we now had to use the bumper button. This change felt so unnecessary and confusing. Every time I played a match online, I had to fight back 7 years worth of muscle memory. Why couldn't the bumper have been the utility button? I guess we'll never really know. Thankfully, in the Halo Master Chief Collection, you can change Halo 3's control layout to be more like that of Halo 2, with X as reload, as God intended. Character models. Admittedly a smaller gripe, but one that stuck with me over the years. Halo 3's graphical jump from 2 was quite substantial. Environments, props, and resolution all looked great. Next-gen power was truly on display. The only area where things didn't look so good was human models. Humans looked blocky and strange. Organic shapes like fingers and faces had odd sharp edges and looked unrealistic, Lord Hood especially. I honestly think Halo 2 had better looking human character models. Truth's voice. Michael Wincott did such an amazing job voicing the Prophet of Truth in Halo 2.
The Council decided to have you hung by your entrails and your corpse paraded through the city. But ultimately, the terms of your execution are up to me.
The voice fit the character so perfectly. Unfortunately, he declined to reprise his role in Halo 3. Terrence Stamp took over, and while doing a good job, just wasn't as convincing as Michael.
You are, all of you, vermin.
Anyway guys, that's my list. That's why Halo 3 is actually my least favorite. the biggest being the swap buttons for the control scheme and the change in the aiming system. It really left a bad taste in my mouth, and I've never really been able to get over it. Now, don't misunderstand, I do still like Halo 3. Emphasize the word, it's my least favorite. I still enjoy it and I still play it. And if Halo 3 is your favorite, no hate to you. It's a great game and I still do love it. Anyway guys, thanks for joining. Be sure to let me know what your favorite Halo title is in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Catch you guys on the next one.